doesn't understand where it started,
Right.
and he's not able to fix it.
That's right.
And we are not able to fix it either.
But you can
You
address
understand? But you better make sure you know it exists.
That's right.
And see,
That's right.
see, I love the families that say, "Well, she's special. She got mental problems." Well, you know what? You need to sit on the therapist's couch.
That's right.
Because when you try to stop me, then you ain't mental. You don't want me to be nothing because you chose not.
That's right.
See, that's a different being mental, because I know a lot of crazy people.
You know that's right.
I know a lot of mental people that has disabilities.
Yeah.
And you know what? They be in their own little world. But see, when you step out of character to stop somebody from doing and achieving their goals, you ain't crazy, you are crafty.
That's right.
I take that to a whole new ball game.
That's right.
I mean, my sisters them, but you know she's special. She was dropped as a child. Well, honey, they picked her up.
You know that.
Hello, somebody.
Rub the boo-boo.
And rub the boo-boo. Rub the little boo-boo.
And
You
she got
know.
over that.
Yeah. Listen, Sue ain't sick no more.
You know that's right.
You know, you done been to college, you got children. You ain't that sick. You done been married. Some people ain't never been married.
You know that's right.
You know,
Got it going on
you
now.
know, so who's sick? If the person who's really sick is the one who allow you to keep tearing my life down.
Yeah.
You know, some things you just, like even me, I'm losing weight. Did y'all get this?
Yeah.
You know, and you know what? It was the weight that was holding me back.
All right.
Yeah, because arthritis started sitting in the knees and everything. You know, so I started losing a little bit of weight. But now, that's something, that was a personal thing.
Yeah.
You know, I still eat a lot, but you know, nevertheless, I don't eat as much. Let's put it like that. But you know, what is life if you can't laugh?
Yeah.
Exactly.
What is
That's
life
right.
if you can't take it and turn it around?
That's
We have
right.
to make it work.
That's right.
How can, you know, you come back, I'll never forget my grandmother down south in South Carolina, where we are now. I used to go to the store, and oh my living savior, I came from New York and I spent the summer with grandma. And I would go to the store for her. You walk 3 miles to the store, I want you to know. And this woman would give you 5 cents after you came back after you done walked 3 miles. I said, now wait a minute. Now I'm from New York where there's a store on every corner. There's a bodega next door to you. This woman gonna walk me 3 miles, come back, and then tell me now I can go to the store for my candy?
Wow.
I said,
I'll forget it.
well,
I know that walk is hard.
well,
yes.
I'm gonna tell you what I did. Next time she sent me to the store and she had change, I brought what I wanted right then. Now you know she was gonna beat me. But I didn't care about the beating because I wasn't gonna walk back in that hot sun. So that's what I'm saying. Take things and turn it around.
That's right.
Turn it around and smile, and you know that be the same people that you're gonna have to help.
That's right. Of course.
But what about the people who don't have the will to keep it moving?
That's right.
Like you,
That's right.
or you, or me,
That's right.
that will sit down their whole life. I worked in a homeless shelter for 20 years. I saw this.
That's right.
It's all woman on woman crime. That's what I used to say. Man on man crime. In the homeless shelter, where hundreds of women, hundreds of men just did nothing every day of their life.
And a lot of them have the talents to do something.
Oh, they wouldn't even talk about talents.
And all that.
Are you kidding me? Talents? We had professional jazz drummers, players, singers, professional. We had movie stars. We had movie stars that was just, you know, on a hiatus, as they called it. Are you kidding me?
I remember that woman that you said she had her PhD and her
Plenty of them.
her PhD
plenty of them.
and her bachelor's,
Yes.
associates, and all that
Yes.
stuff.
Yes.
And she was just super
She
smart.
flipped.
Yeah.
She flipped out and she just walks. Listen, the owner of Hess. That's why they started the Jane Doe Foundation. The woman from Hess was the one who died in Grand Central Station.
Wow.
And she was a vagabond, and she was the heir to Hess.
Wow.
So, and what they did, she had no heir, and I had gone and given coats and food in Grand Central Station. You would think that she had my card in her pocket. They called me, but I told them I gave her a coat. I was like, why could not be related. And they took all of her millions and set up the Jane Doe Foundation, where they help the homeless and all of that stuff to find jobs and stuff like that. Come on, we gotta be conscious of our surroundings.
Right.
And that just goes to show you how we should treat people.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right, because you never know who you entertain.
Well, what does the scripture say?
That's right.
Be
You
careful.
could be entertaining an angel.
That's right.
Yeah, an angel.
That's right.
Who's to know you're not an angel? Who's to know you're not an angel?
Where I used to work at, we had a client also, and he was a millionaire. And he came in and he kept saying, I don't belong here. My people are gonna come get me. And they thought he was, he
Crazy.
was on medication,
Okay.
but they thought he was gone, like he was lying. And he was like, no, I'm serious. They're coming to get me. I'm on the phone with them right now. And they came and got him, and he left his book at the front desk with his big old face on,
Shut up.
on the back book. I said, see, I knew he wasn't lying. He kept saying it. And who dresses the way he dressed like he played golf. And he would come out and I'm going because they're coming to get me. He said, y'all think I'm playing. They're coming to get me.
Look at
You
this.
think because I take medication.
I would have said, can I go with you?
And he said, I have a condition. He said, but I'm a millionaire.
Ooh.
They're holding my money.
with
Woo.
conditions.
And they came and got him.
Woo.
I laughed so hard. I told him, I said, y'all better stop.
See, you don't know. You don't know who people
Treat
are.
these people nicely.
You don't know who people are. And also, we were going to also talk about this week, which is a very important thing, incest.
That's right.
I mean, we've gone from the royal wedding to Barack Obama to, getting the negativity out of your life. And that's a part of a negativity.
That's right. A big one.
A great big,
Big
Nikki has an awesome
Yes.
poem that she's going to talk about at the end where you can read it. And we are plagued, people, with incest.
That's right.
Incest has been a part of the families for eons, generations and generations. I know of a man that had 5 daughters and wouldn't allow them to date one man. And all those girls kept having was babies. Now they didn't have no boyfriends.
Who was the
Who's the baby daddy? And it was the father. He did not want his daughters to have a boyfriend.
Color Purple is a good movie.
That was an excellent movie on that.
Yes.
And it's just ridiculous how we as parents know that your child is in pain, and most of the parents know about it.
That's right.
Yeah, it comes into
And they try to cover it
Try to
up.
cover it up.
Yeah, because they don't want to lose the man.
That's right.
Lose the man.
Lose them.
Not even that, they blame the child.
They blame the children. They blame them.
Most of them blame the child. They say it's your fault, but in reality, it's not.
Ask the question of what did you do
It's never,
to provoke it?
and I'm speaking to those of you who have been a victim
Oh,
of
yeah.
incest.
Oh, yeah.
If anybody has touched you in a way, it is not your fault.
That's right.
I'm here to tell you today, it is not your fault. Incest steals the very effervescence of
Yes,
a person.
that's
It
right.
steals their joy. It
That's
steals
right.
their prosperity.
That's
It
right.
steals their ambition.
Yes.
It steals. You remember T.D. Jakes says the lilies.
That's
It
right.
steals your lilies. It
That's right.
steals all of the
That's
good
right.
thing that makes you the vibrant person that you should be.
That's
But
right.
I'm telling you today, forget about it. Pick up your life.
That's right.
Move forward.
Move forward.
The person who did it is going to find themselves in their own little tomb.
That's right.
You have sisters having babies for brothers.
That's right.
You have cousins having babies for cousins.
Older cousin.
Older cousins. And everybody blames the girl but let me tell you something, you got boys that have been raped too.
That's right. That's right.
You got some men that come out of jail and these women so nicely take them in and they rape the boys and the girls.
That's
Because
right.
you don't know their history.
You don't know their history.
That's
Instead of looking them up and seeing where they come from and what they've been arrested for,
That's
you
right.
so glad for a man, you take him
Take him
in.
in.
You want him to rape somebody, but he ain't raping you.
That's right.
Give me a break. So, for those young women who have had that experience, please don't sit down on nothing no more. Don't sit down on your education.
That's right.
Don't sit down on your job. I remember a young girl coming to me and saying to me that she was raped by her brother, and she had a child for her brother. Every boyfriend she gets, Pamela, beats her up, disrespect her, because guess what? You believe in sleeping with your family.
And not knowing the story.
Not knowing the story, not knowing that her brother was a colossal rapist.
That's right.
And that's where the trust comes in. They can't trust anybody.
Nobody.
To tell them. Because
Nobody.
then that situation comes into abuse from the mate.
That's right.
If I trust you with this, what would you do to me? Can you love me? Even can you see beyond this? And they don't. They usually takes advantage of that person, and they turn around and they abuse them.
That's right.
And another thing is because when it does happen and they tell somebody, like they tell their parents and their parents don't believe them, you know, that's just saying, I can't tell anybody because if I tell, they're not going to believe me. My own mother didn't believe me. My own father didn't believe me. So, you know, that leads into it too, as well.
Well, a lot of kids grow up adults, and those people that rape you, a lot of times their lives go on.
That's right.
How does that work for
But your
you?
life is at a standstill.
At a standstill. And because you are so, that takes away, like I said, the effervescence, the excitement, the joy that we have, the innocence. It's an innocence that everybody's entitled to as a human being.
Yeah.
Man,
It gives you a feeling to not want to be touched or
Yes.
not want to be loved or,
That's right.
you know, because that happened, you never learned how to
No, I
love.
can't achieve. I can't step forward. I can't come out of this little hole that I'm in. And I'm not gonna, cover it up and say that it's a little hole because it's a giant.
it is a
gaping
giant.
hole. In the spirit, and you can't. Sometimes people feel like they can't get past that. But we're here to let you know that you can move forward.
And for the
They're moving forward in their lives. You step forward because you've been, touched the way that you've been touched, but you still can come out victorious because in the end they're gonna get what they deserve.
All right.
They're gonna get what they
All right.
deserve.
And what about the family members who knows this little family secret
And don't want to
and don't want to do nothing about it, and mad with anybody who do something about it?
They just as innocent as the person.
Guilty as the person.
Just as guilty as the person, that did it.
Exactly.
Just as guilty.
Well, honey, let me tell you something. There would be no place to hide, no place to go if anybody touched my children. I will hunt you down.
And the family members that knew about it should at least try to help the child to be put in therapy.
That's right.
But they couldn't do that because they've been raped.
Because what, loyalty? All right, so my feeling is if you know how it feels to go through that
Right.
situation, and your niece, your nephew, your daughter, or son, or whoever it is too, your cousin, been through that same situation, you didn't handle it the right way. So why would you not help that person?
Because the person who was supposed to handle it for them didn't. See, it's a failure.
It's just a loyalty thing.
It's-
I have to be loyal to my family. They not saying nothing, so I ain't gonna say nothing.
Sometimes
either.
it's not that, and sometimes it's a closed casket. Like they want to cover it. This happened, but this is our little circle. We want to just keep this here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The family secret.